Lil Durk has finally clapped back, and the streets are saying it wasn't just words. After federal prosecutors allegedly brought forward fake evidence to keep him locked up, the same two prosecutors involved have reportedly been ambushed and attacked outside court property. And while there's no official connection to Durk, whispers across the city say the feds just got a taste of their own medicine. This is not your typical courtroom drama. This is hip-hop colliding with the justice system in the most brutal, unexpected, and explosive way. And right at the center of this war is none other than Lil Durk, a man already fighting for his freedom, now watching as the very people who try to bury him find themselves buried in street retaliation. Let's take it from the top. Just a few days ago, Lil Durk sat motionless in a courtroom as prosecutors presented what they claimed was new evidence tying him to alleged criminal activity. But something didn't sit right. The so-called proof, surveillance footage and digital messages, looked suspiciously edited, missing metadata, grainy faces, mismatched timestamps. It was all designed, according to Durk's defense, to do one thing: keep him locked up and strip away any chance at a fair trial. Durk didn't take the bait. He didn't lash out. He sat there and ate it, letting the system show its true colors. But after that moment, after the incident where one of the prosecutors even physically assaulted him behind closed doors, it became clear to everyone in his camp that this wasn't about justice anymore. This was personal. And when things get personal in Chicago, the rules change. According to inside sources and words circulating on the streets, something shifted in the air following that courtroom disaster. Durk, usually calm and calculated, was reportedly more vocal with his team, not in a way that suggested revenge, but in a tone that made it clear the line had been crossed. They didn't just try to lock him up. They tried to embarrass him, provoke him, and silence him. And now, the feds are the ones feeling the heat. 2 days after the courtroom chaos, the very two federal agents who had been pressing Durk's case, one of whom allegedly elbowed him during the altercation, were ambushed while leaving a government vehicle near the court annex. Reports say it was swift, coordinated, and brutal. Witnesses claim they heard shouting, glass breaking, and then saw the two men being pulled from the car and attacked. One of them suffered a dislocated shoulder. The other was taken to the hospital for facial injuries. No weapons were fired. No lives were lost. But the message? Crystal clear. This was personal. The feds have since gone silent. No public statements. No press releases. And strangely enough, no arrests. Why? Because there's no traceable connection to the incident. Surveillance footage was either too dark or mysteriously missing. Eyewitness descriptions didn't match any known suspects. And most notably, no known affiliates of Durk were caught in the area. It was a ghost hit. Here 1 second, gone the next. But the streets? The streets are talking. Whispers from South Side barbershops to Atlanta trap houses all say the same thing. Durk sent a message. Now, whether or not that's true is another story. There's no evidence tying him to anything, and his lawyers are already denying the claims. But whether he orchestrated it or not, the narrative is already out there, and it's stronger than any courtroom testimony. Let's be real. Durk has always walked a razor-thin line between music and the streets. He came from it, he rapped about it, and he rose from it. But that doesn't mean he's foolish. The Durk we see today is far more strategic. He's seen what happens to artists who let their emotions control them. He's watched close friends and rivals crash out trying to play the game the old-school way. So if someone did decide to act on his behalf, one thing's for certain. It wasn't a sloppy move. It was calculated, surgical, and executed by someone who knew the stakes. The streets are now buzzing not just with gossip, but respect. Respect for a man who took a punch from the federal government, literally and metaphorically, and didn't flinch. Respect for a figure who didn't need to scream or lash out to make a point. He let the system walk itself into its own trap. And when the blowback came, it came so hard and so clean that even the feds can't respond without looking weak. It's a win-win for Durk. No evidence ties him to the ambush. No suspect have been caught. And most importantly, public opinion is swinging heavily in his favor. The prosecutors now look like villains who got served street justice. The fake evidence they brought forward is now under federal review, and there's growing pressure to dismiss large portions of the case due to potential misconduct. Durk's lawyers are even considering pushing for a full case dismissal, not just a bond hearing or sentence reduction, but a complete shutdown of the prosecution's efforts on the grounds of targeted harassment, fabricated evidence, and civil rights violations. And with the public now watching like hawks, the court can't afford to look like it's protecting its own. If anything, the tide is shifting toward accountability, and Durk might just ride that wave to full freedom. Now let's talk optics. This whole situation has transformed Lil Durk from a defendant to a symbol. He's no longer just a rapper on trial. He's a martyr for how broken the system is when it deals with black men in power. His silence during the